Hello! Today we make feet. Let us begin by making a few controls. Let's go ahead and make a circle. Now we're going to align the pivot point of this control to the end of the geometry where the heel is, because this is going to control our heel. Like so. I'm also gonna change the shape a little bit. Make it like a little handle, like a half circle. And I'm gonna call this guy heel control. Let's duplicate this bad boy, move it all the way over here, and in the same fashion we're gonna align it to where the toe ends. Like so, like that. And rotate it. Cool. And we're gonna call this toe tip control. And now let's make a fancier control. We're gonna need our EP curve tool. I'm gonna make this like a double-sided arrow. We're gonna make it like that. Beautiful. Let's make it a little nicer, better proportioned. We're also gonna make this curve like so. Oh, maybe a little bit more. Nice. And hide, I need to see stuff. We're gonna call this, what did I call it in my notes? Bow rot control. And we're going to align it to the original bow joint because I wanted to mimic the orientation of that joint. So we parent constrain it, then we delete the constraint. Let's see, where did it go? Let's move it like so. Let's move it out. Like this. Okay. We need to make another one. I'm gonna... I don't want to copy. Or should I? Okay, we have to make it from scratch. Shouldn't take that long. EP curve tool. Pressing X so it snaps to the grid. Okay. Now it should work. It didn't work before because we hid a bunch of the translation and rotation attributes of the switch control. So we had to make it from scratch, like a savage. We'll rotate it like this. We'll rotate it like that. Make it smaller. A little nicer. And yeah, this looks good. Okay. We're gonna call you toe tap control. I think that's all the controls we need. So let's go ahead and compensate these bad boys. Now we're gonna be parenting them in a very specific way. This guy and this guy, their groups are both gonna go under the toe tip control. And the toe tip group's gonna go under heel. So now we have this series of transformations that just make sense. So if you move this, that's how a normal foot would move and rotate. One extra thing we have to do is create a locator, and we're gonna align it to the ankle joint. Delete constraint, and I'm gonna call it ankle null. Now I'm also going to compensate this ankle null. And this group's gonna go under, what was it? Ball rot. like so. And all of this stuff's gonna go under the curve for the foot control, which just makes sense. I'm gonna save this real quick because I don't want to lose all this work. Okay, now we're gonna do some parent constraining that's going to dictate how our setup's gonna move, and we're gonna be parent constraining these IK handles we made in the previous tutorial to these controls, or to the ankle null rather. So this is the IK handle that moves the foot and the toe. So we want to parent constrain that IK handle to the ankle null. I'm gonna do parent constrain, maintain offset on, all good. We're also going to point constrain the leg IK handle, which moves all of this part of the leg to the ankle null. So ankle null, leg IK handle, and point constrain, maintain offset. So now this is moving as expected. There is one thing we have to do with this control, and that's kind of special. Previously, when we made constraints for the original joint chain, we constrained the ball to the IK ball, and that is totally fine if you want to leave this setup to be very simple, but because we're adding foot rotation controls, we're gonna have to redo this constraint. Because we want this control to move the ball joint. Maintain offset, and then we're gonna get the ball FK. Maintain offset. Now you must be asking yourself, oh, we have a ball IK joint that we made, why can't we just use that? Well, the ball IK joint is being used to calculate the IK handle that goes from here to here. So if we were to constrain this to the toe tap control, it would create a cycle. That's why we're connecting the toe tap control directly to the original ball joint. But now that means we have to remake the switch connection, and that's okay, that shouldn't take too long. So let's pull up our connection editor. Let's load up our IK-FK switch and the constraint. So if FK-IK is set to 0, we want it to be FK. So the toe tap weight has to be 0, right? Now we made a reverse node already, so let's go find it. It's here. Okay, let's load that up. And I'm gonna connect, I think it was output Y to our FK weight. So now if this is set to FK, the FK weight is on, and the toe tap control, which is the IK, is set to 0. If I want this to be IK, then the inverse happens. So let's test this. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, I love when everything works. And ideally, you don't want your animator to do this, so you can set some limits on your rotation if you want. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do that since I'm here. So I definitely don't want them to do this, because that's nasty. So where was that? Control limit information. And no maximum. Oh, wrong side. Wrong side. Nah. Nice. That's pretty cool. What about this guy? Okay. Same thing. Actually, we're only doing in rotate X, so these guys don't need that limit, so we can still do stuff like this. And I'm gonna redo this guy. So you can do it in X, but you can still rotate it in other axes if you want. I think I also want limits on this guy. guy, we can leave it like this. So that's cool. Yeah, that's how you make feet. I will probably make a very ugly diagram and put it on my blog that goes with this video tutorial. So look for that and follow along, like and subscribe.